Hey everybody, Stan Efferding here, founder of The Vertical Diet. It's time for another 10 Talk while I take my 10-minute walk. Thanks for keeping me company. Today's topic is sugar alcohols and sharting your pants, because you know how much I enjoy talking about bowel movements. Sugar alcohols are neither sugars nor alcohols. They're carbohydrates, but they're incompletely absorbed and metabolized by the body, so they contribute fewer calories than most sugars. Commonly used sugar alcohols have names like sorbitol, mannitol, and xylitol, all of the alls. They're used as sweeteners in many low-calorie foods, and they're commonly found in lots of sports nutrition products, like protein powders, pre-workout supplements, and protein bars. Many foods labeled sugar-free or no sugar added have sugar alcohols in them. Some of the sugar alcohol is not absorbed into the blood. They pass through the small intestine, and they're fermented by bacteria in the large intestine, which is why overconsumption can produce abdominal gas and discomfort in some individuals, and a laxative effect in others. As with most things, the effects are individualistic and dose-dependent, meaning that some people are more sensitive than others, so how much of them you consume matters. There also appears to be a cumulative effect, where small amounts eaten frequently throughout the day can have the same negative effect as one large dose. So the total daily consumption should be considered, since it's the total intake that may cause GI problems. It can be hard to tell just how many grams of sugar alcohols are in a product, because labeling laws don't require it. But some foods that contain mannitol or sorbitol and are likely to be overeaten must state on the label that excess consumption may have a laxative effect. Now, I talk about sugar alcohols in The Vertical Diet, and I recommend against consuming them due to the negative effects on digestion. Of course, you can always find research claiming some health benefits from sugar alcohols, which are mostly funded by sugar alcohol producers. And these tests often compare sugar alcohols to sugar, which isn't a very high bar. Now, I always find it amusing when I'm at fitness expos and bodybuilding shows and other events, and supposedly health-conscious fitness industry folks are popping peanut butter balls and paleo bars with a 7-year shelf life while trying to convince themselves and others that they're healthy. Now, I'm not claiming sugar alcohols will kill you, but they're certainly not a health food. In my rant on supplements, I said that they're convenient and they taste good, and they may be beneficial in the absence of food, but they'll never be better than food. In the absence of food is when you're usually foraging for those bars, when you're starving and your stomach's empty, which is the worst time to consume sugar alcohols, because they have their most severe effect on an empty stomach. The same way sugar-free gum and mints are high in sugar alcohols, and they'll cause the most GI distress when they're consumed on an empty stomach. Now, I remember when my business partner bought me a paleo bar at a fit expo, and I declined because I was happily eating a hot Monster Mash and out of my thermos. And I warned him, but he said they were paleo, so they must be healthy. And he ate both his and mine. Anybody want to take a guess what happened next? Yep, he disappeared for about an hour, had to go back to the room and change his drawers. It's not just powders and bars. Sugar alcohols are also commonly used in ice cream, so they can claim fewer calories. Halo Top ice cream is all the rage right now. It's the #1 selling pint of ice cream in the US. So I'm sure I'll offend some people who have convinced themselves it's healthier than ice cream because it has less sugar and more protein. But it's still ice cream, and it's loaded with sugar alcohols. So next time you suck down a pint and end up racing for the bathroom, at least you'll know why. Now, I hate even mentioning it because people are so dogmatic about their food. When I mention that coffee dehydrates you and can cause digestion problems and acid reflux, coffee addicts went absolutely bonkers. They sent me divorce papers and said they were unfollowing me. Look, I'm not saying eating Halo Top will kill you. If it doesn't bother your stomach, knock yourself out. Inhale a gallon of it. Snort it, rub it all over your body. Down it with a family-sized container of fake fat Olestra-filled Pringles. I don't care. But when you spackle gun the toilet bowl, remember my video on sugar alcohols. Now, for those of you who need your ice cream, appreciate real ingredients, and don't want to shart yourself, Haagen-Dazs strawberry ice cream has 5 ingredients: cream, milk, strawberries, sugar, and egg whites, or egg yolks. I know it has more calories, but just eat less of it, biggie. Besides, the calorie balance research on artificial sweeteners suggests that you can't trick your body with fake foods. It will compensate elsewhere by increasing hunger or delaying satiety, so you'll consume more calories in another meal. And it's not just fake foods that cause the problem. Sugar alcohols also occur naturally in some fruits, such as avocados, apples, cherries, and watermelon. Now, Americans eat $1.6 billion worth of avocados every year. Avocados contain sorbitol. By all accounts, avocados are a healthy food. But for some people, and in certain quantities, they're hard to digest, and they can cause gas and bloating and general digestive discomfort if you consume too much of them. Now, if it's not something you were aware of before, some people may start putting 2 and 2 together next time you consume an entire plate of guacamole or devour half a vodka-spiked watermelon. Citrus fruits, on the other hand, contain very small amounts of sugar alcohols, and they're safer to eat if you're intolerant to sorbitol and mannitol. That's why I include oranges in the vertical diet. It's always a double-edged sword with foods. How much and how often you consume certain foods can wreak havoc on your digestion. Just be aware of the potential culprits, and it'll help you make wise decisions about your foods. Well, that's about all I can say about sugar alcohols. Be sure to check out theverticaldiet.com, where you can download my diet and training manual. And if you want us to prep your meals for you with no added sugar alcohols or processed vegetable oils, then try our 8-meal sampler for $85, and shipping is always free. Thanks again for listening.